This is the Chat City interviews from 103.2 Preston FM with your host, Hughie Parr.
And you're with Chat City on this Wednesday morning. Still to come later in the show, we have TV presenter and wine expert Ollie Smith talking wine. And then we shall be talking about No Smoking Day with Julie from the Quit Squad. But right now, my first guest live in the studio is Shirah Bamber. And Shirah's from the Foxton Center. So a very good morning to you.
Hi, good morning.
And I mean, we mentioned it just earlier with Brian in the news, the sad news, what happened over the weekend. I think, was it Sunday night at the Foxton Center?
Yeah, Sunday night there was a fire started, which now looks like it was deliberate because the police have been called in. Fortunately, the fire brigade were called by someone in the community really quickly. I think if they had have come any later, we would have had a lot more damage, possibly lost the building. But fortunately, they managed to control it and put the fire out.
So really, really sad news. I mean, you must have all been devastated, the people, because of the work that the Foxton Center does here in Preston. For people who don't know, it's particularly around homelessness, about people who work on the streets, about young vulnerable people. So it must have been devastating to all the people who've worked tirelessly at the Foxton Center.
Yeah, it is really upsetting. I mean, it's still a mess. Today's the first day that a lot of us were allowed inside the building because we have to wait for insurance and to make some decisions. So we're not allowed to clean up yet. And it is very upsetting to see. And I know a lot of our service users are quite upset about it as well.
So I take it, is the building closed to service users at the moment then?
Yeah, well, basically it's closed to everybody at the moment.
Yeah, as you said, yeah.
Yeah, we don't think we'll be running at full capacity for 2 to 3 months, but we're trying our best to do what we can. So like today at St. James's Church, which is directly in front of us, we'll be serving food from, I think it's 1 till 2, just sandwiches and things like that. Because for a lot of people, you know, we're the food they get in a day. So we don't want to take that away unless we have to. And we're currently looking for places to relocate, like our youth clubs and different projects that we run.
So if anybody out there can help with premises or help with other things that are required, they can get in contact.
Yeah, I mean, one big thing is obviously for us to use someone else's premises, it'll probably cost rent, which isn't in our budget. So, you know, if you don't have a building, but you want to give, you know, a couple of quid towards being able to run our youth services, that'd be really, really appreciated.
But I take it that the message is definitely that the Foxton Center is going to be up and running better than ever, whenever you can.
Of course, and we will do whatever we can to, you know, offer as much as we can immediately. So, like I said, today's the first day that staff have been allowed in the building. And so we've all gone up to the areas we're allowed to go to and just started, you know, we've all hands on deck, basically.
Right. And as I said, Shirah, you're the Marketing and Communication Officer at
Yes.
Foxton Center. And I know we'd planned the interview before, sadly, the events of the weekend. So I understand you've got a particular event coming up. Is it in May?
Yes, May 16th. It's the second one. Last year we had a very successful event. Basically, it's at St. John the Minster on Church Street. It's an evening event on a Friday night. For £25, people get a complimentary glass of wine, a 2-course meal, there's live entertainment, and as part of the evening we have a silent auction. And that was one of the reasons why I came on, is because we're looking for donations, either from businesses or individuals, that we could auction off.
So the main thing you need, you know, whatever that you could put into a raffle or whatever?
Yeah. I mean, last year we had things ranging from, you know, toiletry, like luxury toiletries, to we got £100 worth of lessons from fifth gear driving school. We got vouchers for experiences, an executive box at PNE. So, you know, it's quite a range of stuff that we got last year, and it was really successful. And obviously with the fire, we need it more than ever. Yeah,
because of course you do need donations, don't you, to keep the work of the Foxton Center running. And I did mention there that it's around people who are homeless, etc. But for people who don't know the work of the Foxton Center, maybe you could tell us a little about that.
Okay, yeah. Well, we've been around for, I think it's 45 years now. And we currently have, I think it's 12 to 14 projects that each are quite unique projects. So, we are best known for our work with the homeless. We run a community cafe 4 days a week, yes. I can count, where, we offer meals, shower facilities, laundry facilities, phone. We have social workers on site. We do a lot of work with street sex workers, young people at risk of exploitation, young people at risk of being excluded from school. And then we also we work with probation, we get we work in schools, get referrals from social services. So it's quite a diverse amount of stuff that we do.
And certainly it would certainly be a loss if we didn't have such a facility as the Foxton Center here in the city.
Yeah, well, we think so, obviously. But there's a lot of vulnerable people in Preston, and we are, a go-to place for a lot of them, and without our services, they won't get the support that they need.
And I know particularly over the Christmas period, the extra work that was required in, food banks, etc., and food for people who are on the street. So I know there was a lot of extra work undertaken during the festive period. Yeah. And I would take it that because of benefit cuts, etc., and because of the changes to benefits, I suppose, the need increases rather than decreases to people who need the services that Foxton Center provide.
Yeah, well, in the last 12 months, we've had a 23% increase in service users because of, like you said, welfare changes, benefit sanctions. And so suddenly we've not really been like a food bank per se, but we've had to suddenly stock the cupboards because we have 3 or 4 people a day asking us for food.
Right.
So, it's suddenly something we have to do because it's needed.
And the event that is taking place in May, again, the dates and the place that it's going to be held. Okay,
it's May 16th at St John the Minster on Church Street. It's £25 for a ticket. Tickets can be purchased directly from our website, or you can ring the office and get one that way if you don't want to go online. I know some people still don't. And like I said, it gets you a meal, a glass of wine, and there'll be live entertainment.
So at the moment, with what's happened to the building physically, communication, people can still ring in. Other facilities are available. They can go online, they can tweet, they can go onto Facebook if they want to make contact, I take it.
Yeah, ironically, internet is more reliable right now than the phone.
Yes.
Because the phone lines have been damaged. I did hear just as I was leaving this morning that there is one phone physically working in the building.
Right.
But we're working on that. But, online we still have, the website, Twitter, Facebook are quite reliable for us at the moment.
And if there's anybody out there with suitable accommodation that can help, they could also get in touch and
that would be
contact.
Fantastic, yes. And if you want to send us an email, info@thefoxtoncenter.co.uk is a great way to do it, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Okay. Well, maybe you can keep us updated here at Preston FM, and we can keep our listeners updated with what's happening. But please pass our wishes back to all the staff at the Foxton Center.
Okay, thank you.
And thanks for coming in this morning. Thank you very much.
If you have any news or events you'd like to share with Huey and our Chat City team, why not give us an email, chatcity@preston.fm.